Welcome back to Ozark Garage. This episode is all about storage and organization in our Moto van. So this is our Ford Transit high roof Moto camper. We have a couple other videos already on the channel. You can go ahead and check those out. One about putting our adjustable height bed in, another one about putting insulation and these wall panels in. Really, because this is a Moto camper and we've got some sleeping space in there, we want to be able to have our gear we need. So, off-road boots, helmets, clothing, all that sort of stuff organized and out of the way so we have room to kind of live as well as get ready. So our van here is a 148-inch wheelbase standard length, so it's not the extended length. And from the back of the seats to the door is roughly 11 feet long. The motorcycles themselves, when they're back here under the bed, are going to take up about 7 feet. So we've got, call it 4 feet of space to work with here. The cheap and simple option would be to simply put our stuff in plastic totes and keep it organized that way. But there's a lot of downsides with plastic totes. You have to open the tops of them to get anything out of it. You can't set anything on top of them while you're doing that. Just not a great solution when there are better options out there. So let me show you what I've got in mind. So here's the plan. I picked up this 46-inch Yukon rolling toolbox for 150 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. Brand new, these run probably $350 or so with tax. If you don't have a coupon, if you can find a coupon, they're a little bit cheaper. But this one was less than half price. Overall, it's in pretty good condition and will probably suit my needs just fine. So a couple things about this box that are not ideal for use in a vehicle that I'm gonna fix. Number one, it's on casters. I will remove those and then it'll be about 30 inches tall. The handle on this end is going to go because I don't have room for it and I don't need it. And then the doors on this one, I don't know if they're all this way, but the latches don't really work. And going down the road, these are going to be loud and noisy and I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to take the doors off and it will just be open cabinets. Probably not have any shelves to avoid noise and rattling also. The drawer has a soft close to it, so it should stay latched even with some stuff in there going around the roads, but I may make a latch for that. But for now, I'm gonna start with stripping the parts off and then I'm gonna get it put in the van and see about mounting it. All right, so take the doors off. Looks like all you gotta do is bend these tabs down. And then the pin should drop right out like that. Pretty easy. So aside from the doors, I think these shelves are gonna rattle too much. So I'm going to take these out also and just use these as open storage compartments. So here's my Alpine Stars Tech 7s, and you can see they pretty much take up half. So the other pair of boots will go here next to them, and then we'll figure out what to do on this side. But really, there will be no need for shelves on this side anyway. To mount this cabinet in place, the rib in the van here, the metal rib here where my panels are butted up and screwed in here, there's a joint. There's a metal rib here that goes front and back all the way along the van, kind of forms the window frame if this had a window in it, which it doesn't, but if there's a window frame, this would be it. So that lined up perfectly with this top pinch weld on top of this doubler rib here. I went ahead and just pre-drilled these and used some Tex self-tappers. These are number 12 self-tappers, and there's 8 of them across here, which should give me around 1,000 pounds of pull-out force, if I read the specs correctly, over 1,000 pounds each of shear force. Just attaching into sheet metal, so there's only so much you can do, but I feel pretty good about that. This seems pretty sturdy. So this cabinet needs to be wiped down a little bit because it's a little dusty, but otherwise I think it's going to work out great for what I want. It's a nice size, a nice height. If I want to use the jet boil here and cook a meal, I can. It's the right height for sitting here in the driver's seat spun around to eat on, or if I need to do some work on my laptop, it could sit right here and this should work out great. Okay, so our lower cabinet here will work great for things like boots and general storage, but one of the challenging things to store at home or in a moto van are helmets. So full face helmets don't stack, don't fit into bins well. They kind of take up a lot of space and you don't want them to get damaged. So the bottom of this helmet is not flat, so it doesn't really sit well. It doesn't stack. One option is to hang it on hooks, but even on hooks, it still kind of swings around, bounces against the side of the van, makes a lot of noise, and you don't want to damage your helmet. So my plan is to build an upper cabinet here to hold 2 helmets, one here, and that's kind of going to be their dedicated home. So there's a couple different ways I could build this cabinet, but I really want to do it out of sheet metal. So I think I'm going to 3D scan the interior of the van here, so I can have this as a reference in CAD and design a sheet metal cabinet that can get cut and bent and then mounted up here to hold a couple helmets. So here's the finished 3D scan, simplified quite a bit and imported into SolidWorks. Right here at this kind of junction here, you could see is where my ceiling joist is. So right along this kind of line, that's a little bit hard to see. So I don't have another ceiling joist until it's over the bed. The bed you can see is this piece here. This is the foam block that's kind of in the corner of the van here. So realistically, I have about a 38-inch cabinet would fit in here pretty nicely, but I'm going to have this cabinet cut and bent by SendCutSend. Their maximum bending width though is 30 inches. So I'm going to make a 30-inch cabinet, which isn't all bad because I only have one spot on the ceiling to attach it to. So here's the main body of the cabinet. It's 16 inches from the ceiling here, 16 inches wide. Got a nice big opening to put helmets in. It attaches to the ceiling in one spot here in the joist. And then I put a nice beveled corner here so I don't bump my head and create any injuries, hopefully. And then this front and back are just also bent pieces from SendCutSend. So this is modeled in SolidWorks as sheet metal parts, which allows me to upload it directly to SendCutSend, and they can cut it and ship it to me. So when it came time to getting my parts made, I went to SendCutSend.com, who is also the sponsor of this video. If you've never heard of SendCutSend, they've got a website where you can upload everything from sheet metal parts to plastics to wood, all sorts of stuff, CNC machining, and in most cases they can give you an instant quote. So even something like this cabinet, which is 30 inches wide and 16 inches tall, they'll give you an instant quote with free shipping anywhere in the United States. So no longer do you have to go try to find a local fab shop if you can't bend something this large. Or CNC machining, you don't have to go find a local shop. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, they will ship it to you. Less than a week after ordering, these parts are out my doorstep, ready to install. They even have a section on their website with free CAD classes, so be sure to check it out, and once again, thanks to SendCutSend for sponsoring this video. So my plan to assemble the cabinet is to rivet it using some aircraft rivets. But before I rivet it, I'm going to use some Clecos to hold it together temporarily and make sure it fits in the van. So if you don't know what a Cleco is basically a temporary rivet, and it'll align the holes and hold the two pieces together tightly, not only for mock-up, but for the actual riveting, which will come later. All right, moment of truth. This should fit right about there. Get my screw holes here to hit this ceiling joist. Got a pretty good fit around the ceiling, and plenty of room to attach it at the back. I think I'm pretty happy with that. So all of the holes line up really nicely. SendCutSend did a great job cutting these out, but because it's laser cut, there's a bit of a burr at the surface of each hole. So I'm going to go through and deburr this so my panels pull together really nicely and the rivets hold without rattling. To put the cabinet together, I'm going to use some AVEX style aircraft rivets. I have a video on these if you're interested in them. Put a link to that video in the upper right hand corner, you can check it out. But these hold much tighter than your standard pop rivets, and they look much cleaner on the inside when it's done. So I want to paint the cabinet black to match everything else in the van. So before I paint it, I'm going to give it a quick scuff with some 320 on the DA sander, prime it, and then paint it gloss black. All right, so our cabinet here is painted and was left in the shop to dry overnight. So now, hopefully we can just put this in pretty easily. So the cabinet's pretty lightweight. It's about 7.4 pounds. So with just this little handy panel holder, you should be just fine. And then we're going to make sure this is pretty much level with the van. So the van has about 1.3 degrees of rake. So the main purpose of this upper cabinet is to hold our helmets. And they're not very heavy, so combined weight is 8.4 pounds. But I want to make sure that this shelf is capable of holding more than that, just to make sure it doesn't fail going down a bumpy road or something. So I've got some lead bricks here. And these are 26 pounds. So all I'm checking for here is I'm going to put it in the cabinet and see if it pulls away from the ceiling, which it doesn't seem like it is. Seems still pretty good. And then we'll try another one. And looks like it's good also. So I'm pretty comfortable saying this can easily handle probably 25 pounds. And that gives me a 2x safety factor because it's not even flexing with 50 pounds in there, but 20 pounds is probably a reasonable limit for this shelf and the way it's mounted. So the cabinet holds both helmets nicely. And I chose not to put any door on here because a door swinging up or out kind of takes up some space, and then the door is more likely to rattle. But I did want some means of retention to hold the helmets in here, and that's what these 4 holes here are. So my plan was to get some bungee cord. So here's some 1/4-inch bungee cord that I just bought on Amazon, and my plan is to string it across the cabinet and be able to flex it out of the way to get the helmets out. So let's go ahead and try to install some. All right, so we're in Texas, and we've been running parts of the Big Bend BDR-X route. And we drove the van down here, and this upper cabinet has been great. It's kept our helmets safe and secure. As I've said before, helmets do not stack. So this has been a great little addition to the van. In addition to our helmets, we've thrown, puffy jackets, miscellaneous other stuff in here, and doesn't rattle, holds everything securely, works great. My only real complaint, or my only thing I might add to it later on, will be some edge trim. So as you can see, my paint's kind of gotten scraped off here in spots, and just makes you cringe a little bit when you're taking your helmet out and you hear it scraping across the aluminum. So aside from some edge trim, I think this cabinet is great and look forward to using it a lot more. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.